So, if you're sourcing from Turkey, you've seen those three letters all over the place, right? FOB. It's on quotes, it's on contracts, it's everywhere. But here's the thing, a tiny misunderstanding of what those letters actually mean can create a huge, and I mean really expensive, gap in your supply chain. Okay, let's get into it. And let's just start with the most important question of all. What does getting this wrong really cost your business? Because, the hidden risks here are no joke. And that is exactly what we're going to break down in this explainer. All right, first things first, let's cut right through all the shipping jargon. It's time to get a super clear, totally practical definition of what free on board truly means for you, the buyer. At its heart, FOB is what's called an Incoterm. Think of it as an official rule in the global trade playbook. And its whole job is to define one single critical moment. The exact point where both the cost and, this is the important part, the risk of a shipment passes from your supplier over to you. So, what is that magic moment? It's simple. It's when your goods are physically loaded onto the cargo ship. Imagine a literal line being drawn across the ship's rail. The very second your cargo crosses that line, boom, it's now your responsibility. And this right here, this brings us to the number one biggest, most dangerous misconception about FOB. The word free in free on board does not, I repeat, does not mean free shipping. Not even close. It just means the seller's job is to get your goods on the ship, free of charge to you. The main journey across the sea, that's all on you. Okay, so that's the theory. But what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's walk through a practical example so you can see exactly who's responsible for what. Okay, let's say you're a German company buying from a supplier in Turkey. Under FOB terms, your Turkish supplier handles everything to get the goods to the port and load it onto the ship. That means production, packing, transport to the port, even Turkish export customs. But the second that's done, you take over. The main sea freight, the marine insurance, all the port charges on your end, import customs, and getting the goods to your warehouse, all of that is now on your plate. Now, understanding that clear line between your duties and their duties leads us directly to the single most costly mistake European buyers make with FOB. Seriously, this is the part you really need to listen to. And listen, this one mistake, it's so common, and it can literally just wipe out your profit on a whole shipment. And here it is. So many buyers just assume the supplier's insurance will cover the goods while they're on the water. It absolutely will not. Remember that ship's rail we talked about? Once your stuff crosses it, if that container falls overboard or the ship has a fire, that financial loss is 100% yours, unless you have your own insurance policy in place. So how do you make sure you're protected? Well, the good news is it's actually really simple. So let's flip to your sourcing playbook and build a professional, risk-free strategy. Here it is, your simple two-step defense. First, always get your own insurance. Just make it a non-negotiable part of your process. Second, the absolute easiest way to do this is to have your freight forwarder include what's called all risks marine insurance right in their quote. It's comprehensive and it's way better than just relying on the shipping line's very limited liability coverage. Mastering this one little term matters so much because it's really about control. When you control the freight and the insurance, you control your costs, you control your timelines, you control your entire supply chain. This isn't just about dodging a bullet, it's about building a real, tangible, competitive advantage for your business. Look, getting FOB right is a fantastic first step. But to keep building that sourcing advantage, I highly recommend you subscribe to our newsletter for more practical tips and hit that subscribe button here on YouTube for more visual guides just like this one. Thanks for watching.